Hi guys, welcome back to my revival. I know, it's been a while. I think I'm going to title this video something like Been Busy, Blessed, and Needed a Rest. I want to start by saying thank you to a faithful subscriber. His name is Andrew, and he likes my cat. I wanted to say thank you for liking my cat. I like him too, and I hope you keep watching. Where to start? I knew this would be a year of changes. I knew it would be a busy year. But it ended up, as life does, sort of just having more than I knew. I didn't know, for instance, although I knew that there would be medical things to look into, I didn't know in getting a new doctor how he's great that he's so thorough, but I didn't know he'd be so thorough, and he's the one who wanted to know if I had gallstones when I had pain, and that led to ultrasounds, which led to nuclear medicine testing, which led to the meeting with the surgeon, which and those were all added to, going through my weight loss clinic and everything anyway already. So then you throw in the oral work I've been getting done, and there was an unexpected oral surgery which delayed something for a month, and then another thing for 2 weeks, so that's 6 weeks behind. And if you don't know, because you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Susan, welcome aboard. And I've had a pretty extensive weight loss, but I'm nearly at maintenance, and the thing about it is, I can't chew. It's a story in and of itself. There was a dental brouhaha last August. I had to go under anesthesia for one hot tooth that they could not numb to give a root canal. Normally I'm a trooper with teeth because, I've even had a root canal once when they couldn't shoot the nerve to deaden it, and I had to have them drill through the tooth to get to the root canal without any pain medication. So I'm pretty much, an oral trooper with teeth as it's concerned. So although I had this hot tooth, I didn't think much of it, and because I had to go under anesthesia for that, I was told by the person doing the root canal I could do the 3 you need while you're under. And so I said sure, thinking they would get capped soon. So I had root canals on both sides of my mouth done, which prevented chewing, right? And the anesthesia set the price $2,200 higher because you have to have an anesthesiologist come and put you under. I get back to my dentist and they call me and they say, oh, you have to be put under anesthesia for all future oral work, and we don't do that here, so we have to kick you out as a patient. They didn't say the words kick out. I had to ask them to explain what they were saying. They said something like, so you can no longer be a patient here. I was like, excuse me? You sent me to the guy and I had one hot tooth. Oh, yeah, but now you have to be under anesthesia permanently, and which sent me into I don't have $2,200 for every time I need teeth work. I'm just addressing my teeth now after years of neglect. I can't afford that. Dental work's already expensive, right? Even with insurance coverage, but add $2,200 a pop for every time you need any work done, and all the work I needed done. I thought, wow. And that sent me anyway to the entire, this was sort of be an update chat video, and I realized it's gone into my teeth. The point of the fact is, point of the story, heart of the matter, is I had to find a new dentist. I had to start as a new patient. They had to start with my gums and not my teeth. And so basically, I just got my first bridge last week. And it's now the beginning of June in 2018. And this all started in August 2017. So I haven't chewed. Not just because I'm on a liquid diet, but thank God for the timing, because I am on a liquid diet, because I haven't been able to chew. And it'll be nearly a year before I will chew again. So anyway, that's been interesting because I went through a whole learning spiritual lesson of, am I just going to lose my teeth? Because there was no way to pay for all that work and all the anesthesia for every. Then I went with all new nerves to a new dentist of, do I have to go under for every procedure now? And it's been kind of crazy, and I didn't have the money for it. And I had just begun learning. I listened to a devotional online at the through the Go and Batty channel, and Kevin leads the devotionals there. In his Facebook group, and the other day he put out a challenge for us to put up a photo or put up a video of something about us drawing close to God. And I thought, well, I know the story I'm going to tell for that one. I was going to do it in a separate video, but it looks like it's coming out now. When this crisis hit, I had just begun a sort of spiritual revival of trying to put God first. Learning how, when Paul writes about pressing toward his goal of following Jesus, there was a book I read by Dr. Charles Stanley that sort of defined that pressing on there means diligently seeking after. And I had just, in the few weeks, months before this crisis began, I had just begun to think, that's what I need to do. I need to make sure, in the beginning of my spiritual revival, to put God first, but to diligently put him first. Make sure I seek him first. If I want to react to a situation, do I react or do I think for a minute, pray for a second, and ask God what would he do or have me do in that situation? Even that kind of thing. So I had just begun to learn that. And how Paul, in that same section, I think it's Philippians 4, in that same section, he starts off talking about considering all things lost. I've considered all things lost for Christ, that he considers it all rubbish for the cause of Christ. And so this tooth thing came up, right? And how this pertained to me drawing closer to God was I literally had to have a come to Jesus moment about it. And I spent a couple of months really not so much just stressed or scared, but I don't know if you've ever faced the idea of maybe you'll never chew again. I'd already hadn't been chewing since 2016 because I'm on a liquid diet. So I'd already been excited about getting back to chewing again, crunching into a piece of toast or eating a banana. I'd already looked forward to the idea of actually eating food again where you chew with your mouth and you chew your food. And then I was faced with that, not only, might I not chew again, I might lose all my teeth. And that's a vain thing, not vain, it's superfluous, you need your teeth, but there's also that, do I want to be a toothless person? Which is also, sometimes that happens, I could be a toothless person, but it does affect a bit of your ego or your awareness of people. You lead with your face, and your smile, and you chew with your teeth, and I just had this wrestling time of a month or two of just sort of fears. I can't pay for this. I'm in the middle of root canals that didn't get capped. I can't pay to cap even those. I'm gonna lose all my teeth. And it was a really hard moment. It was a really hard couple of months. And it's interesting because it was one of those times, like when I made the decision about losing weight, how it really began in my brain. I mentioned in the 4-part series I did on my life-altering event, it really did depend on my brain here of it changing. And one day I just prayed, and I just said, that's it. That's it. You can have them. I'll consider teeth lost. I just said, that's it, Nothing can get in the way of my relationship with Jesus, where I'm sort of stressed about something else, or burdened by something, or distracted by even simpler things in life, like even too much TV or a book or something, but even the bigger stresses, like this was a real consideration. And I had a prayer time, and I just said, I'm just going to, you know what, if I have to consider my teeth lost, I can consider my teeth lost, because I'd rather lose them than lose Jesus. And I'd rather just let him have it and give him the teeth and just say, but you know what, if I lose them, I lose them. I just can't lose you. I have to make sure I stay focused on you. So that testing time broke me free from a lot of me selfishly reacting to things, me selfishly holding on to things. Can I consider my teeth rubbish and not to not take care of them, but can I let them go? Can I count them as lost for the cause of Christ? Can I let everything go? Can I really do it? And it seemed to be sort of just one of those moments where, I did. And it's one of those things, once you give it up, then he provided the money. Then he provided the new dentist, who's been amazing. Then I was going to run out of money. Then he provided more money. But through it all, I've been really glad that I learned that lesson. It isn't just a matter of, I can put some time aside to put Jesus first, but you know what? I can count things that seem important lost. I can do it. It can be a hard call sometimes, but I can do it. He made me. He knows I need teeth. Maybe he was never going to have me lose the teeth. But you know what? It was just a bit of a come to Jesus moment, and what are you really willing to sacrifice to stay focused on God, even when it seems like something that you could tell yourself is important to focus on? But if it's becoming a burden that sort of tugs you away, be careful. I learned for myself. Don't fall for it, Susan. Even if it seems serious. I kind of learned that too with my hair. You might have noticed that my hair is thinning. I didn't learn until about halfway through my weight loss that on this diet I'm on, which is about an 800 to 900 calorie a day diet, excuse me, my nose just started dripping. I get it? Excuse me. I didn't know that a consequence can be that your hair thins. Not like this thin, typically, but that your hair thins. Every woman I've spoken to who's gone on to maintenance, or even if I didn't know them very well, or I met them, or I saw them in a different class, or just in passing, or I know them pretty well, every single woman I talked to, they could kind of lift their hair a little bit and say, yeah, it thinned. I couldn't tell, but each person could tell their hair was thinning a little bit. Well, right around 200 pounds off, my hair hadn't been thick anyway, but all of a sudden I began to notice, then I started saying to the person who was cutting my hair, I need the female version of the male comb over. For a while, I could cover it by combing from the very, very, very back. You actually didn't see this huge balding spot I've got. And that did not last. It did last a while, but it didn't last till now. Obviously, I can't cover this up anymore, and there's no point in covering it. Well, the thing is, what happens is apparently when you don't eat enough calories a day, this can be a consequence, because your body's actually a very smart machine, interestingly enough. So it says, well, you're not getting enough calories. So we're going to prioritize, or we, or me, or it, or whatever it's going to prioritize where the calories you do intake go, like to your major vital organs, like to your brain, which I'm very happy about. Want to keep my brain moving. Fine. Apparently, hair follicles are very low on the list. So your hair can thin. And two things could come as a result. I could have some hair come back, or quite a bit of hair come back, but they can't promise me it will come back. So I had to come to this consideration, not as much as the teeth maybe, because it might come back, or some of it. I'd just be kind of happy with some. I don't kind of want more to go. It's getting a little untenable there. That's also why it's hard for me to blend the makeup, because you can't really rub makeup in under there, and yet the balding is showing through, and that's a different color than your face. So this has all been fascinating. Also, ego-wise, you can't be too prideful when you got that going on. But I brought it up to point out that I had to make the decision. I was about halfway through my weight loss. I didn't want to keep losing my hair, but the fat had to go. Remember, number one, the fat had to go. And then it has to stay gone. So I came to the decision regarding the hair. I can be bald, but I can't be fat. So I stuck with the diet. And I'm just going to hope in the next year or so of maintenance that this begins to fill in a little. And if it doesn't, I'll adjust, because that's what you do. You start where you're at, right? So anyway, that was how I, had an experience lately, really learning how to draw close to God. And this whole teeth journey has been fascinating. And it's also been a busier season this summer, getting back to, in general, the busyness. I've been going to dentists and doctors and medical and tests and fasting tests. And I'm on a supplemented fast. That's what my very low-calorie diet is called. I drink packets with water. That's what I eat. Now, interestingly, this person on a supplemented fast over here straight fasted 4 times in 6 weeks for 8 to 12 hours each time for different tests in a 6-week period through April. So I'm thankful. I have tests and stuff going on, and some decisions are being made, but I didn't expect to go and have pulmonary follow-ups and gastro follow-ups and endoscopies, and I didn't plan on any of that when I thought this would be a busy year. I thought there would be a lot of changes. I do know now, having been to a plastic surgeon and having gone to my body comp analysis at my medical weight loss clinic, which is when they use an ultrasound type technology to see how much left on your body is excess body fat, needed body fat, and lean muscle and things like that, and then to tell you from there, they work out what your goal weight should be. Well, that came up suddenly, and I went to body comp, and I've found out that my goal weight that I had set was unreasonably low, even though it fell in a chart that seemed like it was a nice normal level to get to. It's way lower than I need to be. So this brings up the Mommysaurus 100-day challenge. She's so nice. If you haven't seen the Mommysaurus channel, she just had a great video up recently about using regular a basil plant with raw organic honey and turning it into a salve. She did it right there on camera. I thought it was amazing. So if you haven't seen the Mommysaurus channel, go check it out. She's been really, really nice and enthusiastic and positive, and she's sending us all gifts who are involved in her challenge. She's so sweet. Thank you, Mommysaurus. That's so nice. And I wanted her and all of you to know I'm not neglecting my 100-day challenge, which is to make a 1-month menu plan for when I get to maintenance. I've been researching recipes and writing down ideas, but I had to stop doing the math, because all the math for your weekly calorie budget, your daily calorie budget, how many grams of protein a day you need, all that math all starts with your goal weight. And I had it wrong, and I had to wait to make sure what it would be. Now I know, so now I can get it. I'd already thought I was starting, but now I'm really going to start with the right number to begin with in the first place. Yay. So those are all upcoming, hopefully, as videos in that series about goal weight and weekly calorie budgets and filling out my daily numbers for a day's worth of menu planning, and all that I'm hoping is coming up. So hopefully look forward to those. I've just been really, really tired. I overdid it recently, menu planning for my husband and meal prepping for my husband a couple weeks ago. Then I had several days of interrupted sleep patterns, which for me put me off my game. I've been running hungry because my hunger hormones are kicking in because I haven't been sleeping right. And without changing my diet, my body's been gaining a little bit of weight, 1 pound or half a pound a week for like 3 weeks. That hasn't happened the entire diet, so now we're trying something new to see if me eating just a little more will help it not try and hold on to the weight so much. So I haven't had a lot to announce that way. But I am only about 20 pounds or so from maintenance. So I'm hoping the timing, this is about God again with the timing, I'm hoping the timing where I actually chew coincides perfectly with going to maintenance so I can chew the food I eat when I get to maintenance. So I'm hoping all this, because I got another 2-ish months of teeth work till I chew, I think. Maybe 2.5. And I have right around that, maybe hopefully, until I, need to go to maintenance. So it looks like God's timing is just going to come together there and work that out. I know this has gotten a little long, so I want to make sure I mention that I also plan on doing more with Project Pantry, but I've had to come to terms with that this might not be the bulk canning year for me because I've had to do all the gastro stuff and all the other stuff, so that was not foreseen. I still have other follow-ups with surgeons and pulmonary and things to do. So I've had to decide that the water bath canning I want to start will be a learning year, playing with it, maybe making it a relaxing thing and trying to get in what I can do and not stress that I have to do it all, because this year has just the change from weight loss to maintenance alone will be a huge thing for me. Adding all the other things in has just I've needed to just kind of take a rest, and every day I would have on my list of things to do, I'd say, okay, make videos. I'd get to my end of my day and I'd be so tired. I can't make a video now. I'm just tired. Not an excuse. I've just had a bit of a slumpiness, the last couple of weeks. But in regards to Project Pantry right now, my current goal, I almost hope we can do it this weekend. Is buy some shelving to set up an extended pantry so that when I do start any canning my daily and extended pantries can be a little more organized, get some blackout curtains, be a little more prepared in case I get any more done. That's more where if I get much more done on Project Pantry, that's probably where I'm headed, is a little more organization. But, we'll just have to see. Anyway, I don't want to make this go any longer. It says it's 23 minutes, so let me Let me stop here and wish you all well, and let me know how you're doing. I haven't heard from many people, and I just want to know how you're doing, what you're up to. How are you drawing close to God yourself in your life, or what are you doing for a 100-day challenge for yourself or for your Project Pantry? Let me know. I want to know. See you later.